In the dark of the night, all around was nothing but water. No shore in sight for miles. Sha, a 25-year-old girl, sat at one corner of the boat, terrified. Her clothes were wet, her hair was disheveled, and fear was clearly visible in her eyes. She had only one companion, Bruno, her beloved dog, who was curled up beside her in the cold, damp condition. "What will we do now, Bruno?" Shia said in a trembling voice, holding her dog close to her chest. Bruno looked at her with his innocent eyes, as if trying to comfort her. She remembered how she ended up in this boat. She had been on a cruise with her family, where a party was taking place. Everything was going fine until suddenly an unexpected situation arose. Someone had accidentally untied the ropes of the boat, and it started drifting away with Sia still on board. She screamed for help, but in the noise of the music, no one heard her. Now she was all alone in the deserted sea, with no help in sight. Suddenly she felt the boat slow down, as if something was holding it back. She looked down and saw some movement beneath the boat. Her heart began to race. What could it be? She thought. Then, suddenly, the boat jolted. In fear, she grabbed Bruno tightly and began looking around, panicking. In the distance, she noticed a faint light flickering. Maybe it's a ship, she thought, and without delay, shouted as loud as she could, "Is anyone there? Help me!" But to her surprise, her voice echoed back as if someone was repeating her words. Bruno also started barking in a strange way, as if something was amiss. After a while, she noticed the boat slowly moving in one direction, as if something was pulling it. But there was nothing visible in the water. After a while, a small island appeared in front of her. She couldn't believe her eyes. "Maybe I'll get help there," she thought, and quickly started rowing the boat towards the island. But as she got closer, she realized that the place was deserted. There were no people, just dry trees and sand. She stepped off the boat and started looking around. Bruno followed her. Suddenly, Bruno began barking loudly, as if he had seen something. "What happened, Bruno?" She asked in panic. Bruno stopped by a stone. She went over to check and saw something buried there, a wooden board half buried in the ground with the inscription, "Those who came to this island could never leave." Shia's legs gave way and she looked around frantically. But the boat was no longer there. Her heart raced as she realized she was completely alone. The air was still and dry trees swayed in the gentle breeze, leaving footprints in the sand behind her. What should I do now? She wondered, seeing no one around. Bruno was still near the stone, growling softly as though sensing danger. Shia's eyes widened when she noticed that the footprints weren't just hers and Bruno's, but there were others as well. How could this be? She thought in fear. She slowly started following the footprints, which disappeared behind some bushes. Is there someone else here? Shia's heart sank, but she gathered her courage and continued. Pushing the bushes aside, she discovered a small shack made of wood and dry leaves, looking very old. She peered inside. It was dark, but she picked up a stick, wrapped some grass around it, and lit a fire. In the dim light, she saw some old pots, a torn bed, and a wooden chest. Did someone live here? She wondered. Her heart began to race as she opened the chest. Inside, there were some old papers with writing on them. If you are reading this, it means you too are trapped. This island will not let you leave. Shia's hands trembled as she read the words. What does this mean? She thought, panic rising in her chest. She looked at Bruno, who had stopped barking and was now sitting silently. She quickly read more of the note. There is something here you cannot see, but it is watching you. The more you run, the closer it will get. She closed the chest in fear and stepped back. At that moment, she heard a voice in the distance. It sounded like a human voice. Is anyone there? Help! Shia's heart pounded as she thought she heard a familiar voice. She rushed out of the shack and started running towards the sound. Bruno followed her. They ran until they reached the shore, where the waves were rising high. She looked around, but no one was in sight. Just then, she saw a shadow in the water, someone sitting in a boat. Hey, come here. Take me with you, she yelled. But as she got closer, her heart stopped. The person sitting in the boat looked exactly like her. The girl in the boat had wet clothes, messy hair, and the same frightened eyes. What is this? She whispered in terror. Bruno began barking loudly again, sensing something wrong. She took a deep breath and stepped forward, but as she did, the shadow in the boat slowly started to fade. No, wait! She screamed, rushing toward the boat. But just as she reached out to touch it, it vanished. She sank to her knees, feeling hopeless. Suddenly, Bruno began digging in the sand with his paws. She watched closely and saw that there Was something buried there? Another piece of paper? She quickly picked it up and began to read. You are on the right path, but the shadow cannot help you. However, it can show you the way. The answer lies where it disappeared. She looked carefully at the spot where the boat had vanished. The water was calmer there, and a faint light seemed to be glowing from beneath the surface. Maybe there was something there. She took a deep breath and decided to wade into the water. Bruno barked anxiously, but Sia reassured him, I'll be back soon. Just wait for me. She stepped into the water, and as soon as she touched the spot, it felt like something was pulling her. She screamed in fear, but in the next moment, she found herself in a strange place, inside the sea, but with no water. She looked around and realized she was in a mysterious cave with glowing walls. The air was damp, and from a distance she heard the faint sound of footsteps. Is anyone there? She called out softly. Suddenly an old man appeared in front of her. He had a white beard and was dressed in old clothes. You should not have come here, child, the old man said. Who are you? And how did I get here? She asked. The old man sighed deeply. This island can trap you, but if you wish, you can leave. However, you must pass a difficult test. She's heart skipped a beat. What test? The old man looked at her. You must decide whether you want to survive or become a part of this island. She's mind raced. What does it mean to become a part of this island? She thought. The old man sighed again. This island only lets go of those who understand its truth. Those who are scared stay here forever. Shia's breath quickened. I don't want to stay here. I want to go home. The old man smiled faintly. Then you must answer 3 questions. If you answer correctly, the island will let you go. If you answer wrongly. He left the sentence unfinished, but Sia understood how high the stakes were. I'm ready, she said, summoning her courage. The old man pointed to a wall. On it was a riddle. If you have a boat, an oar, and a direction, but the wind is against you, can you reach the shore? She thought for a moment and then answered, Yes, if I keep rowing with courage and patience, I can reach the shore slowly. The old man smiled and nodded. Correct. He pointed to another wall, where another riddle was written. If you have only one chance, and you don't know whether it is right or wrong, will you take it? She took a deep breath. If I stay where I am, I'll never know if the chance is right or wrong. So I must move forward. The old man nodded again. Correct. Finally, the old man pointed to the third wall. It read, If you have to choose between leaving and staying, but leaving means leaving your dearest behind, what will you do? Shia's heart pounded as she quickly glanced at Bruno. No, I can't leave him. He's not just a dog, he's my family. The old man watched her silently. Tears filled Sia's eyes. If leaving this island means I have to leave Bruno, then I won't go. The cave suddenly lit up and the old man took a deep breath. That was the real answer. The old man began to slowly disappear. What is happening? Shia cried out. His voice echoed. You have passed the test. The secret of this island is that it only lets those go who have true love and courage. You overcame your fear and did not abandon your loved one. Now the island will let you leave. She looked around and saw the walls of the cave disappearing. She was back at the shore, and her boat had returned. Bruno, we're safe, she said joyfully, hugging him. Bruno wagged his tail happily. She climbed into the boat and began rowing. This time the wind helped her. As the island slowly disappeared behind her, she saw a ship in the distance. Help! Help! She screamed. The people on the ship were shocked to see her and rushed to help. When Shia got on the ship, she looked back towards the shore. The island was gone. Was it real? But when she reached into her pocket, she found the old piece of paper with the message, You won. Shia smiled and hugged Bruno. Now she knew that with true courage and love, any challenge could be overcome. Friends, if you enjoyed this story, please like it and comment to let us know which part you found most interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories. Thank you.